Thank you so much, lovely producer Paul Mann and Mary Copley for helping out today. Kat Deely is up next. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 1 o'clock. This is Anthony Birchley. Russia has seen in the new year by launching a series of drone attacks on Ukraine. The Ukrainian military said it had destroyed 45 Iranian-made drones overnight. An official in the capital, Kyiv, said he recovered a piece of one which he claimed had a handwritten sign attached to it saying Happy New Year in Russian. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said his country had no other option but to keep on fighting. Our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, says it doesn't appear the war will end anytime soon.
Both are planning offensives, but it's also undeniable that the Ukrainians have shown themselves to be better fighters, more motivated, better armed. There'll be a steady flow of arms from the West, including what was a real gift from the United States, which is an agreement to supply the Premier missile defense system, which could be in action in record time within the next 6 months.
Official figures show that more than 45,000 migrants crossed the Channel to the UK in 2022. The figure's an increase on the more than 28,000 people who reached the UK in 2021, but is lower than the 60,000 arrivals the Home Office had previously estimated. The government's been under pressure to curb migrant crossings, but its plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda has faced controversy and legal action. Pope Francis has used his annual New Year's Day message to pay tribute to his predecessor, Benedict XVI, who died yesterday at the age of 95. Pope Francis was addressing a crowd gathered at St. Peter's Square in the Vatican. Our Europe correspondent Bethany Bell was watching.
Pope Francis began this Angelus prayer praying for Mary's intercession for Pope Emeritus Benedict, who died yesterday. And also he said, let us thank God for the gift of this servant of the Church and the Gospel.
Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva will be inaugurated as President of Brazil this evening, 20 years after he first held the post. He defeated Jair Bolsonaro in elections in October, but the far-right leader still hasn't conceded. 7 people have been rescued after removing warning barriers and driving along a flooded road in East Sussex. The 6 adults and an 18-month-old child were unharmed after the incident in the village of Barkham this morning. London's New Year's Day parade is underway, with 500,000 people expected to attend. It's featuring around 1,000 performers from all around the world. Lorena Romero from El Salvador is among them.
We have a lot of teenagers in there that they come from this little village in El Salvador, and they win the contest to make money to pay the trip, and they do many things. They sell souvenirs, and they so exciting. Last night they couldn't sleep because they was thanking for this beautiful day. Then we're going to have this very excellent experience in London.
That's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 1. Now let's get the travel news with Orna Merchant.
Anthony, thank you. And Inverness, if we start there really, the A9 is quite a big stretch between the A96 at Raigmore interchange and the A924 at Pitlochry. Because of snowy conditions, it means that traffic slow in patches all along that stretch. There's still a little bit of residual flooding which is affecting parts of Dumfries, so the A756 at St Michael's Bridge is one of the routes still closed in both directions. Then Dundee's Tay Road Bridge, the A92 northbound at Perth. Barrier repairs have been underway. It's the dedicated lane taking you to Aberdeen, which is closed. The A38 Lichfield Road in Burton upon Trent is closed on the southbound side. That's from Clay Mills. The M42, just need to warn you that we still have the bridge work going on. So between 9 at Coleshill and Junction 10 at Tamworth, the motorway is closed and it sends you on a diversion which is 17 miles long. So just to warn you of that. The M1 at Nottingham at Junction 25, and there's been an oil spill. It's after a breakdown and there's one lane closed, 25 to 24 at Nottingham South. Just a quick look at the A34. So